Hello and welcome to my channel. You know, if you were with me last week, you saw that I put together this retro Superman. And I guess you could call today's episode part 2 to that, because I'm going to be doing a classic Shazam or Captain Marvel, the Big Red Cheese. I got a really neat head sculpt from James Rogovoy, and I got some interesting items from Classic TV Toys. I got this Shazam cape, which also has that really cool wire built into it, so you can put them in some really dynamic poses. They also have the Shazam suit, and I believe these were really inexpensive. And I got a couple of their yellow pirate boots. So I'm going to be working on an old school Captain Marvel or Shazam. And before I get started, I usually paint a primer on there. You know what? Also, I got this body from Dr. Migo. You know, it was $5, and I thought, how can I go wrong? I was ordering some stuff from him anyway. And it's a really neat body. I mean, the plastic on here is really high quality. My only complaint is that they use rubber bands, and actually, I can't pull this out. They actually use rubber bands for the joints, so I might be replacing those with some tiny O-rings. But you know, if you're looking for an inexpensive body, this is a really neat body. And you know what? I was able to crack open I should have shown that on TV, on the video, but I cracked open the chest and put the head in. But it's a little wobbly. I'm hoping once I get the outfit on, and I might put a rubber band in there or something just to kind of tighten it up. But I'm hoping that takes care of itself. So first thing I do is this is the last thing I do. I put that matte clear enamel. But the first thing I do is I usually use a primer. This one right here was a matte clamshell. I got this because it said it was fast drying, and it really is, you know, and it adheres to any surface. It's flat, and it has, I guess, a neutral color to it, so you can apply different colors to it easily. So I'm going to go ahead and start there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the flesh tones in, and I'm going to use this paint right here. This one right here is called a layered Kislev flesh, and that's going to be the base for my flesh tones. Let me see, I'm going to use a pretty big brush. Yeah, it's a medium one. Let me get that going. Okay. Yeah, this head's a little floppy. I was thinking about putting it on a Classic TV Toys Type S body, but like I said, I got this body from Dr. Migo, and I wanted to try it out. I'm sure I can tighten it up. I don't think it's going to be a problem. You know, these Citadel paints work out really, really well. I just love the consistency, and they just go on usually in one coat. So if you're starting out painting these guys, I would say get yourself a good flesh tone. You know, this Kislev flesh is, well, it's Kislev, right? Yeah, this Kislev flesh does it for basically all of my models. And I'm looking for a good flesh tone because I have different washes and shades that I can throw in there and kind of bring it to whatever consistency or tone I want. See how easy that is? I may have to put a second coat, but I really don't think so. Yeah, I'll just paint that. I'm going to paint his mouth like sparkling white. I have a really neat white for that. Yeah, let me just cover everything. Because I'm going to do the eyes the same way I did last week, where I just put these black slits in there using my a wash that I have. It's called Nolan's Oil, and it's a black. And I did a really good job last week. Yeah, I think once I get the washes on it, I don't think I'm going to need a second coat on that. So I got the flesh tone down. Let me go ahead and go for the hair. I'm going to use a big brush for that, and then I'll move to a smaller one. I use this really dark black. It's called Abaddon. And it's a really, really deep black. And I'm using the big brush right now just to get the paint on. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to use a smaller one for the details around the face. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to replace those rubber bands. But you know what? For $5, you really can't beat it. You know, my black paint was getting a little thick, so I put a little water in there. It might have been a mistake. To see, it's not covering the way it should. Well, I'm gonna get this first coat on and I'll come back and I'll do a second coat. I live in the desert, and so it's really, really dry here. Yeah, see, it's just not covering. Oh, I hope I didn't ruin it. I mean, if I did, I guess I can go back and get some more. I get my paints from the local gaming store. Brick and mortar. I'm trying to keep them in business. Well, I guess I'm not keeping them in business by myself, but it's really important to keep those guys around. You know, they really help me out when I'm looking for different colors and stuff to use. They always have some really good suggestions. They're the ones who turn me on to those, it wasn't shades, what were they? Oh, contrasts, using contrast as shades. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop there and let it dry, and then I'll come back and do the detail on the hair. I just wasn't really happy with the skin tone. Maybe it's because it doesn't match the body. I'm gonna go with the darker one. I'm gonna try the Cadian flesh tone. And then what I'll do is I'll lighten it up with the other one, this Kislev flesh. I'll use that as like a highlighter. So if you guys are doing this, start with a darker base coat. And that's another reason I do these videos, is so that you guys can learn from my mistakes and I can go through the process along the way. Because you know, it really is a fun hobby. If you haven't tried it yet and you've been thinking about it, you know, I would give it a shot. You know, I retired from teaching this year and I was looking for something to do, so I got started on this last year just so I could kind of like, you know, see how it would go. And it's been a blast. I've met some really interesting people. There's a lot of people who are enthusiastic about Migos and customizing Migos. And I've made some really good friendships too, and gotten some ideas from people in the community. Because you know what? There's a lot of information out there, but I guess you got to go looking for it. And so that's kind of like the purpose of this video, just to kind of like give you guys the info you need to get started if you want to do this. Let's see, where's that little black one? And that little brush, I'm using for the black. Okay, so this is where I'm going to apply the black paint along the scalp. So that's why I'm using the thinner brush. I guess I'm gonna always make a mistake. At least I won't have to mess with the eyes this time. That's like the hardest thing for me. I'm gonna do the eyes just like I did last week, just like little slits. So far, nothing unusual. Nothing you need to worry about, I think, on this model. And it's pretty unique. I haven't seen another one like this out there. I did notice that there's a couple of sources for that Superman head. World's Greatest does it too, as well as James Rogovoy over at Illusion on eBay. I just got myself a resin. Well, I didn't get it. For Father's Day, my family got me a resin printer, so I'm going to check to see how difficult it is to print heads. It's probably beyond me. But if I get that process down, I'll certainly share that. Or if you guys know a good channel or video that I can check out to help me out with that, let me know. You can put it in the comments below. Okay, yeah, that second coat on the black is doing really well. Looks like I'm gonna have to go back and touch up the flesh, though. I got some black there that I didn't need to put on his face. Oh, looking good. Excellent. Let me see. I'm gonna try the eyes right now. I'm gonna take my little thin brush. Add some, here it is, Nolan's oil. I'm gonna use the gloss, just, you know, I guess so it'll pick up a little light. And I'm just gonna dip the tip. You can see that just goes into the recesses. Wow, that was easy. Now let me do the mouth too. Just around the mouth, just so I can put in the white, and it'll be like a border. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry before I go to the next step. All right, the next part I'm going to do is paint his teeth. And I'm using this Scar White, or White Scar, to get them painted, because it's like super white. Might need a couple of coats though. Yeah, looking good. There we go. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lighten up his flesh. I'm gonna use the lighter tone that I have, that Kislev. And I think I'm gonna do like, I'm just gonna kind of like block it out. So I'm gonna get rid of most of the paint. And you'll notice I haven't done his eyebrows yet because I learned my lesson last time. And all the areas where he'd have like natural highlights, that's where you're gonna apply it. And again, let me see, you can't see this, I'm doing it kind of like off camera. But I'm just taking my paint and I'm just getting rid of a lot of it. And then just painting the areas that would be naturally highlighted. Like his cheeks, his nose. Forehead. And what this will do, it'll give you a little depth. Oh my God. I guess that's the danger of doing this. I get involved and I'm not paying attention to the camera. So I'm just applying it here on the forehead. On the cheeks, on the nose. It's already looking 100%. On the ears. And I think I'm gonna do a wash. I did one last week on Superman and it came out really well. Just on the back of the neck. Oops, that's too much. Let me blend that out. Yeah, it looks a ton better. Let me get those eyebrows done. I can always add the wash on top of that, but doing the pseudo dry brush, it's not gonna happen. I'll have to repaint the eyebrows. Okay, so let's see. They come down and across. And I'm just filling them in. They're already here. It's like coloring. Boy, that looks good. Actually, it'd be easier just to draw your brush along the top of them because it's already raised. And that would be an easier way to paint it, I think. Okay, see how the eyes glisten? I was thinking about doing that on the head, but I like the matte color on the head. So let me try a little bit of a wash. I have a couple here. I got this Gilliman Flesh, and I got this Reichland's. I'm gonna try the Gilliam just because it's a little bit lighter, and I'm gonna use a watered version of it, I think. And I'm just going to place that here on the chin, under the nose. Under the eyes, in the eyes. Above the eyes. And then in the ears, probably going to use full strength for this one. A little dimple there, let me make sure I get that. Oh, yeah. Let me get the hairline. Maybe I'll define it a little bit more. Got some on my brush. I'm gonna have to go back and touch that up. I think I got a little carried away. I'm gonna use a lighter one. And I'll take care of any problems that I have with the wash. Yeah, I got some here that I didn't really want. Oops, I should have blocked it out. If you get to it quick enough, you can erase it. Just a little water. Let's see, here it is. See, I have that line, it's just a little too much. Let me do some full strength on his nose. All right, I think he's done. I'm gonna go ahead and finalize him by putting on this this matte clear enamel. But yeah, I think that's it. All right, be right back. I'll have him dressed up and ready to go. Well, here's the big red cheese in all his glory. You know, he came out great. I love that cape. I guess Classic TV Toys used to make a Shazam or a Captain Marvel a while back, because they have a bunch of these outfits. I guess they have two different styles. This is the style that I chose that I thought was a little bit more retro. That's the look I was kind of going for. And you can't see that seam in his neck because the cape covers it. It's still a little wobbly though, but you know, I'm gonna put a rubber band or something in there. I'll take care of that. Actually, the bodies, great value, $5. You know, Dr. Migo's website. So I'll probably be getting more of these. So I guess it's I'll invest a little money and get the little, I think they're going to be teeny tiny little O-rings. So I'll get a bunch of those so I can get a few of these bodies because $5 is a deal, in my opinion. I don't know. You know, I do like the S-type bodies, but yeah, this is a pretty posable. It works. And that layering of the paint on the face, I think, really did it. You know, all in all, really happy with this guy. It's going to be a nice addition to my collection. Wow. All right, well, until next time, you guys stay safe and be cool. And I hope you guys try this. You know, it's like I said, it's a fun hobby. That's the reason I'm putting these videos together too. I mean, it's kind of documenting my journey on customization and collecting and stuff. But you know, it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying myself. Well, until next time, you guys stay safe. I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.